Welcome back to episode 9 of Greatest's Let's Play FTB Monster series. And, where did we leave things? Yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a jump from where we left things. One of the first, or very early game sources of power, and obviously I've shown you the really, really bad early game source of power, which is the steam engine. I mean, yeah, it keeps working, but it's dire as far as getting more power is concerned. It's usually one of the early game sources is usually lava. Now, I haven't gone and done that yet, so to start the episode, I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to use it for power. I'm just going to make sure I have a source of lava. I can do things like make obsidian that way. I can use it as a renewable source for a smeltery, and yeah, maybe lots of other good things, decoration, and a bit of power if I really do need it to jumpstart one of my other methods. Yeah, leaving that for a surprise. We're going to come back to that. Let's just stow this away. First thing I'm going to do though is, I wonder, do I have enough of this? I do. Good. We're going to start with, how do we get that lava to us? Could dig down and collect it by bucket, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to start using ender tanks, and they're just like an ender chest. Same recipe, in fact, except the middle, instead of being a chest, is a cauldron. It's just, oops. Yeah, there we go, cauldron. See, just 2 obsidian, 4 blaze rods, wool, and ender pearl. And just like ender chests, you place these down. And I think this should work. In this case, we're going to colour all red for lava, because, you know, common sense. These, I've not really introduced it in this series, but the blue and the orange I have shown in some of the other blocks briefly, but it just indicates input and output. Depending on which way these are spinning, depends on what happens, and they're input by default. So you just pick one of those up, pick another one of those up. You know, for now, let's just drop one in here. Come back to that a bit. But we need some way to get lava into these things, and I'm surely not going to stand there with a bucket. So we're going to use a buildcraft pump. Straightforward, one of the easiest methods to do so. Start off with a tank, so let's just make the tank. And we're going to want some gears. Now in this case, we're going to take the wooden gear. And we're going to need at least 1 stone gear. So if I just surround this with cobblestone, and then if I'm going to need some iron, aren't I? Am I really this short of iron? I'm always short of iron. I need to process more, which is a later topic. Let's just go and drop this in the smeltery while we make the rest. Yes, I know, it's only doubling. Woe is us. So, while that's cooking up, let's grab some wood. Shouldn't need all that much. And we're going to need a particular kind of engine, it's just called a redstone engine. Similar to the DC electric engine from Rotorcraft. Similar to the DC electric engine, sorry if the noise in the background, a neighbour decided now is the time to use an angle grinder. So apologies if any of that comes through. So the idea of this thing, and I'm going to need more wood gears, aren't I? The idea is that you just give it a redstone signal and it'll generate a bit of power. And when I say a bit of power, I mean a really small amount of power. So we're going to need a bit of redstone as well. and some more iron, but we can go and get that in a second. So let's go and get our iron. Come on. There we go. Let's pour out the rest. Yeah. There we go. Quickly take our iron. And first of all, let's make that iron gear. Gonna need that. In fact, let's see if we can finish off the pump now. Yeah, if I'm not going to be short of iron again. 3 more iron. There's our mining well, which we upgrade to a pump. That's that bit done. We then need the redstone engines. Which needs some glass. Piston is the first thing, which needs more iron. So we're going to need 4 of these, so we're going to need 4 iron. And just cobble. Going to need more of that. So 3 redstone and a bit of cobble. Four pistons. And that's enough for 3. I need 4. What am I short on? It's wood, I think. Yep, 4. I'm going to need 2 levers. And I'm going to need a chunk loader, which I may not have the Obsidian for. Certainly got the diamonds. Yeah, I don't. I'll come back for the Obsidian. It's okay to demonstrate it in the meantime. So, if I go to the Nether, in my case, I'm going to pop across my tower and then into the Nether. This position is right next to my blaze farm, but we're not going to the blaze farm. Just going to run this way. Isn't too far. If you see my map at the top right, you see some lava oceans. Now, because lava is a finite resource, unlike water in Minecraft, this isn't going to last forever. And that's why if you use it as an early game power source, it runs out fairly quickly. Well, it depends what you do with it, but if you're using it for processing like I normally do, it runs out fairly quickly. So, let's just seal this up for a second. So the point here is that we want the mining well, the pump where this is. So if we just pop the block behind it, see down there is a lava ocean. quite a lot of it, which is what we want. So, assuming I've brought everything, hopefully I have, popped in the pump and knock away this block. Then just attach the redstone engines to all of the sides. Now we want to pop down 2 levers. Doesn't really matter where, but one here and one here. It has to cover. It has to be connecting with 2 engines each. And then what we want to do is just drop down our tank, like that, and then turn on, and interesting lighting effect. I haven't seen that before. Maybe that's new. Anyway, this is actually working now, and there is a bore going straight down, maybe like a hose in the case of a pump. And these will change colour as they warm up. That hose will then pump lava up to here, and because this is right on top, it should pump lava right into our in the tank. And if we go out here, somewhere that can see, hopefully, yeah, there's our bore. And I'm gonna die. Oh! That's why you don't stand on the edge of a wall in the Nether. Thankfully, I set everything up first, so I'm gonna have to make a few tools and be right back. So now, with a much weaker sword, I'm gonna have to go and get some more nether quartz. It's down to 9 attack damage. My old one was like 22, so lots and lots of quartz on it. And replacing other tools. Let's get on with things. So, actually, I should replace my ender pouches first. And that's a good idea that I forgot. It's always useful to have your input ender pouch on your hotbar, so just so you can open it and dump all of your stuff in case of emergency, like my emergency. I should have enough. Yeah, there we go. 6. I actually need some blaze rods, don't I? In fact, I'm going to be short, so I'm going to have to cut and go and get some blaze rods after I make even one of them. Yeah, so just for safety. That's my input pouch, that's fine. Exactly what I wanted. And let me just check. In fact, I may just be able to make the chunk loader. I'll come back and make the other thing later. Chunk loader is an enchantment table. Just needs a book. Have I got a book? Yeah, I do. So, Obsidian, diamond and a book. Wrap it in gold. Top with ender pearl. I've got a chunk loader. And now if I just drop all this stuff back in here. In fact, I'm not even going to need you or you. Let's go and place this in the nether. Annoyingly. So when I place this down, you should see as I actually get close and it starts loading, the pump will probably. I'm not going to show you the hose again, So I just don't want to get nudged off by one of the mobs down here. So you'll see it probably starting to pump the lava up, and with that's ridiculous. Yeah, it's gone all the way down. And there are some blazes right next to the door. Let's just kill those off. Show lasers. Yeah, that's more than fine. Hide the lasers. As you can see, lava's filled up, and these are in red now, so they're going at full speed. Ha! I need another blaze rod. Cool. In fact, that may not be all I actually need. Here, blaze. Here, blaze. Come on. Somewhat awkward to kill these. Oh, did that go over the edge? It did. Sad. Sad face. Anyway, while I'm travelling back, what we're going to want to do next is just hook up that lava. So probably worthwhile building a few more ender tanks wherever I need lava. Shouldn't be that many places for the moment. I can just leave one on the smeltery, which I've already done. And then if we want to use it for obsidian, let's go and do that. Just that we have a source of obsidian, so I don't have to keep going mining. Not being tempted. Just so I don't have to go mining ever again. Well, for obsidian anyway. Here we go. Let's see if that's popping up now. It should be. Yep, there we go. So all I'd have to do is just get you. And that should keep it filled pretty much perpetually. We can just leave this as a reserve tank. Yeah, that's all fine. Get my building pouch done. Sworn. There we go. Piece of wool, leather. There we go. We're back to where we expected to be. I just grab my tools. Obsidian we can drop in there, and we're done. So let's just rearrange my tools back to where I want them. So we wanted to use that lava, didn't we? And I could just hook up another ender tank. That's not too hard to do. Yeah, let's do that. In order to do it though, we want a machine. And we want a machine called Igneous Extruder. We've already seen it before. So I'm going to need a piston, machine frame, automatic servo, so I'm going to get some more gold, and crucially, guess what I'm missing? Go on, guess. Yeah. More and more iron. What else? In fact, we're going to need to sit it somewhere. And to be honest, I no longer need this to produce smooth glass, or at least not for the moment. And one of the things that this actually does... aside from annoying me by dropping in the wrong place, is provide water, which is just what I need for the igneous extruder, by complete coincidence. So what we need to do for the igneous extruder then is just one more fluid duct, and we should be able to fit this in the right place. Do I have any fluid ducts? Yes, I do. One more. I also need a piston, which is a single. Yeah, that should be straightforward. You. The rest we're short of is just that one single. Not cooked up yet? Ah, just as I get here. Good timing. Come on. Actually, probably should have some more fluid ducts here. Or, you know, have this going into more places. But hey, that's not too bad. We want our machine right about here. It doesn't need to be powered, so the rest of those machines are going to turn off right now, but that's okay. We don't really need them right now. And don't need smooth glass automatically just yet. So, what was I looking for? Fluid ducts. Let's grab all of them for the moment. A couple of gold. And I'm going to need a redstone as well. I really should try and get that right first time. Won't take a minute. Right, so let's assemble things over here. We want a machine frame. Just one of this time. And doing some glass and pneumatic servo. Just one of. Should be enough to build the machine, which it is. And if we just clear all the inputs and outputs, we're going to need an input from below. That's the water. I want this in Obsidian mode, most expensive mode. If you remember when I initially said this, the thing that it needs, which is the expense, is lava. Thankfully, we've got a source of lava. Certainly enough to create obsidian on demand. Now it's going to use each lava block every time it creates an obsidian, just as if you were there with a bucket. So that's why I said the thing in the Nether is not infinite. It will use it up, but if it makes a stack of obsidian, that's more than enough to be going on with. We don't have to worry too much about this side of things, and it keeps the smeltery filled, which is all we need in the short term. So that is good. So we're about 2/3 of the way through the episode. It took a bit longer than I thought, particularly due to that stupid death. So you can blame me for that one. But what I wanted to move on to, if I'm not going to use this lava as power, what am I going to get power from? Because, let's face it, those steam engines are terrible. We could take up further in rotary craft, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. I have expanded the rotary craft farm over there. It's possibly the most block intensive way of automating a farm ever. In fact, I'll just quickly head over there and show you. I've got it serving my magic crops. Where am I? When the world loads, you can see down there there's a line of like 6 or 7 of those steam engines now. And they're all connected to stone shafts, which are connected to fans, which at the moment I've not planted too many of those magic crops because I don't have any more of them to plant. I'm waiting for the essence crops. So yeah, that really is quite intensive. There is actually a sprinkle block just above the end there, and that actually may not be getting water or not enough water. Let's have a look. Ah, yes it is. Yeah, so the sprinkler is, as well as making noise, is making these grow faster. So I'm getting things like redstone, glowstone, I'm getting copper and tin, and essence. And there'll be better versions of those just once they actually upgrade. So maybe I'll show you those another time. But for now, what we actually want to do is look at this horrible, tiny farm. And it's manual IC2 farm, and it produces sugarcane. Now, we've shown how sugarcane can make ethanol for rotary craft before, but one of the other things you can do with sugarcane, see, if I create sugar from it, sugar and biomass, which you can make biomass from any kind of plant material, including sugarcane, which is important. Let's have a look. Can be put into something called a reactant dynamo, I believe. Yeah, which isn't too hard to make. It's bronze, which I think is just copper and tin. It should be something along those lines. Yeah, 3 copper to 1 tin. And a reactant dynamo can take the biomass and I believe the sugar. I need to look up combinations, and it will basically act as a bioreactor. It will produce power, probably in the form of heat, that it then converts, of course, if you're thinking of a real bioreactor. Ooh, extra seed, good. And produces power. So just from the one crop, in this case, sugarcane, we should be able to provide some power to our base. But this, if you look at this farm, I just left this and did not touch it, and over time the IC2 crops just fell away. Not quite sure why. Do need to do some investigation on that. But I'm going to need to store a massive amount of sugar canes because I never want to run out of power. And if I'm going to use this, I do want to make sure that that power is stored somewhere. So the kind of first prerequisite here is probably to start looking at massive amounts of storage. You can do it with barrels. That's a good, easy way to start. I have done barrels before in another series. Here we are. Larger spruce wood barrel. Factorization. There's all kinds of other barrels. Oak wood barrel, for instance. Very useful. They store like 64 stacks, I think, for the basic barrel, and 128 stacks for the larger one. And there's also Jabba's better barrels in here, which has a whole tech tree associated with it and upgrades and all kinds of other stuff. I generally use the factorization ones wherever I can. They're kind of nice, easy to use. So we could do that, or we could go a bit further. And I think I may skip the barrels this time and look at deep storage. This is going to be hard to make. Plastic sheets is actually the easiest of it. It's raw plastic, which is just coming from rubber. I'm going to figure out how to get some of that, but I don't need too much of it. Because, you know, even 4 of those will produce 4 of these, which is all that's needed for 4 deep storage units. More than enough, I only really need 1. In here, the reinforced strongbox isn't too bad. It's the reinforced glass that we made in the other room from pulverized obsidian and lead. And that's an upgrade to the hardened strongbox. You just invar around a normal strongbox. Still all okay. Except the Tesseract frame. Now, Tesseracts are something we're going to get into a little bit later. But to make this, I'm going to melt some ender, which in our fluid transposer, which is why we've got one. To make a Tesseract frame, we need a diamond and some more of that hardened glass, which is fine. You know, we've got that too. But the Enderium magnets are a little bit complicated to do. So if I just look at those, you need to make some pyrotheum dust, which is crucially blaze powder. The rest of the stuff we've got. And Enderium blend, tin dust, platinum dust, or it's the shiny metal ingots if you've seen those. And again, buckets of ender. So let me go ahead and do those, and I'll be right back. Ooh, Enderman. So here we have our coal, our glowstone, our blaze powder, and a couple of pieces of redstone, was it? Was that the recipe? Shapeless. Oh, it's sulfur, not glowstone, that's why. Okay. Do I have sulfur? I really hope so. Probably never picked the stuff up, which is annoying, but not entirely unexpected. It's one of those things that you never really... Is that sulfur? Yeah, that is sulfur ore. Could that be quickly made into something? It's just smelted to double it. Or a pulverizer. Thankfully, we have a pulverizer. There we go. 24 sulfur dust. Easy. Oh yeah. Pyrotheum dust. That's the first part. The other part, let's just actually change the NEI. Enderium blend. Is going to be some tin. So let's show you how to make the... Oh, how to use the magma crucible first of all. So you go over to your fluid transposer and you drop in a bucket of whatever. You go over to your magma crucible and you burn whatever. In this case, ender pearl. And that's 250. Now we may need 3 more. At least 1 more anyway. We got 500, 750, 1,000, done. It fills up. And you can do the same thing to make liquid redstone or glowstone, and there's all kinds of different things you can do. Especially if I remember rightly, between the interaction between glowstone and what's the stuff called? Ah, it's the opposite of pyrotheum. It's the cryo whatever it's called. I'll come back to that one. So a couple of pulverized shiny metal, some tin ingots. Must eat soon. I just want to get quickly through the rest of the episode so that you're not waiting too much. I have an induction smelter and I think that's actually needed, so you'll do. 3 tin. That's 4 Enderium blend. And then we can smelt that with, sorry, not smelt, induction smelt that. with half its amount in pyrotheum, and that'll produce our Enderium ingots. So now we just need some hardened glass. Got this. The hardened glass is going to need some lead, and then we can make the frame. Now I'm not going to be able to complete this because I don't have any rubber around at the moment, and that's kind of needed, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to head off and look for some rubber trees. Swamps typically, I think, if I remember rightly. It depends if it's the MFR rubber or the IC2 rubber, so I'm going to have to go and look for that between the episodes. What was I looking for? Lead. Oh, gonna need some faster boots, which we're gonna come to in a coming episode because it takes far too long. So we also need a diamond, which we're getting quite a few of those, so that's not too much of an issue. Tesseract frame, we're going to need to fill that with liquid ender again, which, assuming that this raw machines hasn't run out of power, which is entirely possible. Here we go. This time, instead of the bucket, we put the tesseract frame in there, and this time, let's see how many it takes. That should tell us how much we need. Yeah, 1,000 millibuckets, which is 4 in total. There it goes. Takes a little bit longer to fill than a bucket, but give it a minute. So now I've got the center component, which is the hardest. All of these, I'm sure you'll be able to follow along and make. The plastic is the hard one. And I don't have a rubber bar. Make it from raw rubber, which comes out of rubber wood, remember rightly. The way is the IC2 way, I think. Yeah, Industrial Craft 2, which we've got on the server, obviously. And that's the only way to get it. So I'm going to go and have to go and hunt for some trees. And there we go, there's the Tesseract frame. That's one of the hardest components, and later on we should really automate the creation of these things because they're a pain to make. They have multiple crafting steps. So that's the end of this episode. We've obviously got some lava from the Nether. We can now use that at will for lava or for obsidian. We could use it for power if we really wanted to. All you'd really need to do for that would be, well, there's a few ways of using it, but for Industrial Craft 2 you can put them into the geothermal generators. I have done that in the previous series on the Dow 20 pack, but I'm not too keen on repeating that too often. I'd rather show you different ways of powering things, different ways of doing things, and that's why we need to go into sugarcane manufacturing, which is going to need a lot of storage, or at least I want a lot of storage. I could use barrels, but I'm going to make this these deep storage units in between the episodes. And the idea is that you can store vast amounts, I mean millions, of the same item in each deep storage unit, like a very, very deep barrel, if you like. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you for watching the episode. This has been episode 9, obviously 10 next, which should be quite good, coinciding with our sugarcane power system. And hopefully you'll join me. If you've got any comments, please leave them below, or if you want to subscribe to see more videos, please do that too. If you've got any complaints, let me know too. Some of my early videos were very, very quiet on the audio, so it'd be nice to see what you actually think about the more recent videos. Thank you for watching.